samosas, you'll need samosa pastry sheets, 1 thumb of ginger, 3 cloves of garlic that we'll mince, handful of dania aka cilantro, garam masala, cumin, salt, and paprika. We're also going to need an egg and a 1/4 kilogram of lean ground beef, not forgetting 1 medium-sized onion diced. Heat up the pan and add in 1.5 tablespoons of cooking oil, then add the onions. Cook the onions in medium-high heat until soft. Once soft, add in 1.5 teaspoons of garam masala. Stir that in. 3/4 teaspoon of paprika, stir that in as well. Add 1 teaspoon of the ginger and garlic mince and save a 1/2 teaspoon for later. Add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt and then add the ground beef. Break down the ground beef as it browns. Once browned, add 1 teaspoon of garam masala and the rest of the ginger garlic paste. Stir both of those in. Then add 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin. Allow for the spice to cook. Then taste your ground beef and adjust to the flavor if need be. I decided to add 1/2 teaspoon of paprika for more smokiness and then stir that in with a tablespoon of water. Cover for a few minutes, then add in your dania. Stir, then turn things off. Now on to the pastry. Here's a quick hack. Remove the sheets from the pack, then divide them into 4 to 6 blocks. Wrap each block in cling film. This will allow for you to have sheets to work with whenever you want to make samosas. Once wrapped, freeze them and use when needed. Now time to make these pockets. Start by separating the sheets to individual sheets. Crack the egg into a bowl, then begin to make the pocket. Lay the samosa pastry horizontally on your palm. Fold over one corner to form a triangle. Fold over the other flap over the triangle. This allows you to see if your pocket is perfect before sealing. Open the flap you flipped over, then apply your egg with a brush or finger. Make sure to get all the edges. Apply on the other flap too. Then glue together to make the pocket. Make sure it's not stuck together, so gently use your fingers to adjust if need be. Also ensure the cone part does not have a hole. We don't want any meat falling out. Time to fill up these pockets. Gently open and stuff the pockets with 1.5 tablespoons of ground beef. Use the spoon to push down any excess meat. Make sure it's not too stuffed. After stuffing the pockets, apply the egg on the flap in order to seal the samosa. Ensure to seal the samosa well. Seal the rest. Then it's frying time, baby. We're going to need to heat up 2 cups of oil on medium-low heat. This is going to take a few minutes. In order to avoid for your samosas to have dots all over them, cook samosas on medium-low heat. You can test how high your heat is by frying just a single samosa. The heat seems to be perfect. Place the other samosas, but don't overcrowd your pan. Fry your samosas until you see that they're golden brown on the edges. Just flip them over. Double flip after a few minutes to see if they're good to go. If not, let them fry for about another minute or so. Remove them, then fry the next batch. Place them on a paper towel in order for excess oil to strain. Serve them with lemon slices.
You're not talking, so that's a good thing. Is it? I love it though. You're so happy.
You're gonna start things off with 2 onions that are sliced, 1 slice of ham, 2 teaspoons of ginger and garlic paste, 3 buns, 1/4 kilogram of lean ground beef. We begin with a hot pan and 1.5 tablespoons of cooking oil. Then add in 1.5 teaspoons of your ginger and garlic paste. Let that bloom for 30 seconds, then add in your ground beef. Break down the beef as it browns. Let all the moisture evaporate, then turn down the heat to medium-high. Add in salt, add in 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, stir in to coat the beef. Add in 1.5 tablespoons of ketchup, stir it in well. Add in 2 tablespoons of water for the lean ground beef to gain just a little bit of moisture. Add in 1/2 teaspoon of the ginger and garlic paste. In a separate hot pan, add in 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Then add in your onions. Allow for your onions to cook on medium-low heat as you slice up your cheese. I'm using cinnamon cheese, the everyday cheese. I love the melt on this. Check back in on the onions and see if they've cooked until soft. And once they've cooked until soft, ensure you have a couple of little light brown pieces. Add in a pinch of salt and allow for them to cook on low heat for about 2 to 3 minutes. Slice your buns, then toast them in the same pan with the onions. While the buns are toasting, it's time to make our spicy mayo. 2.5 teaspoons of mayo, 3 teaspoons of hot sauce, a pinch of salt, and 1 teaspoon of mustard. Mix all that up. Now it's time to heat back up everything. Heat back up your ground beef, then separate into 3 patties. Place your cheese slices on top of the ground beef. Add a splash of water, cover to allow for the cheese to melt on medium-low heat. 2 to 3 minutes should be fine. And once the cheese has melted, place the ham on top of the cheese. I cut 1 ham slice into half. Cover for another minute or so, then turn off your heat. Now that our buns are toasted, it's time to assemble. Spread the spicy mayo, a little bit of ketchup on the top bun. Place your cooked onions on the bottom bun. Then place the ground beef and ham on top. For the sandwich with no ham, I placed jalapenos. Cover those bad boys and serve them.
So you don't feel like the cheese is overkill?
No. Actually, like
it's melty.
It's like stretchy, you know? It's like eating a pizza.
Time for these saucy hot dogs. Slice 3 to 4 medium onions, heat up a pan, and add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooking oil. Then add in the onions. Break them down in order to separate. Add in salt and let them cook until soft on really low heat. Now, in another pan, add in half a cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You can also use white vinegar, 3 tablespoons of water, and then stir to combine on medium-high heat. Allow for this barbecue sauce to simmer on low heat for it to cook until it coats the back of your spoon. Add in 1 tablespoon of dark or light soy sauce. Make sure you taste your sauce and adjust it to your liking. Once your sauce is ready, add it into the onions and coat the onions with the sauce. Warm the onions with the sauce on low heat for about a minute or 2 to 3 minutes. Bring a pot of water to boil. Then add in 3 hot dogs. Boil the hot dogs for 5 minutes and drain. Slice your hot dog buns and then spread mustard on them. You can also use butter or chili if you like. Place your hot dogs in the bun and then the saucy onions. You can squirt some more mustard if you want on top, but that's totally optional. Simply enjoy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope these 3 snacks will come through for you during this quarantine. Leave a comment below and let me know what snack you would like to see me whip up next.